Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. It's seeming to become that I put out an episode and then go on like a 3-week hiatus, but it is what it is. We're back. We're ready with another episode. I'm honestly hoping to get this episode recorded, edited, and put up today. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how much of that is going to get done. I do have a very big window of like free time today, so I'm hoping to use that wisely. I just got breakfast. I ordered a bagel and a coffee, literally just housed the bagel. It was so good. It was so good. I'm so happy that I ended up going there. I was debating between going to 2 different spots. One, like this place for a bagel and a coffee, and the other place just for a coffee, but I'm really glad I decided on this place. Their cold brew is so good, and their bagels I'm in love with, so I think I did a really good job at picking where I wanted to go. But before we get into this episode, streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast, or we are here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. You can come subscribe, join the fam over here. I feel like I ate that bagel so fast. My body's like still trying to process it, and I'm like out of breath talking already. But anyways, I feel like I was just gonna do a little simple episode to get back into it, if you will. It is now the beginning of August. Today is August 6th, to be exact. So we're about a week into a new month. I figured I just kind of wanted to talk about monthly favorites. I feel like I haven't done... I don't even know. I think I have done like monthly favorite episodes before, but I haven't done one in a long time. And I feel like they're very simple things to talk about, but I actually love talking about this and just like little simple things that have been going on lately. And I also love hearing what people have loved during the month, because like obviously everyone's going to be different. Everyone probably went through something you either honestly have never even heard of, never would have even like knew happened. So just kind of hearing and catching up on someone's life, I am very intrigued about. I'm a very nosy person to begin with, so I kind of like to know almost everything that's going on, even when I have no business to. But anyways, things that I've loved this month: shorts. Short form content has honestly, I think, is slowly turning into my favorite. I do want to get back into long form. I have not even attempted it, if I'm being honest. I keep thinking I want to. Like I said, short form has been my new thing. Any type of little bits I could put together to create something simple, I guess is my word I want to use. I've been all for it. I've been on it. I've been thinking of ideas. I actually came up with a couple the other day that I want to try to put together and make happen. One is just an idea if I just have the time to film or can put something together. Another idea is actually something to kind of put together throughout the month, if that makes sense, and kind of have a video at the end of the month. But I don't know. I kind of got like, I don't know how I want to word it. I had an idea of, I took my son to a playground, and it was in the town that I grew up in. And I always thought that was, ever since I started taking him there, that it was so full circle for him to go around and play in the space, in the town, on the same playground that I grew up at. I thought it was very full circle, very, I don't know. I loved the idea, and I was so excited about the idea of making like a short, kind of having like a series, if you will, of bringing him to places around the town that I grew up in. And that short had like no views. I think it honestly had like 4. And I was kind of very like upset about it. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I don't really care. Like, granted, the internet might not have liked it, but at the same time, I loved it. And that is going to be like my little personal, I don't know, moment, I guess. So I'm thinking I'm just going to do it anyways. I'm going to take him to other little spots that I had went to when I was growing up, or little spots just in the town in general. Like I said, it's still a full circle moment. But I don't know, just in the moment, I was very upset about the fact that it didn't do, like, as good as I thought it was going to do, like, view-wise. But at the same time, it is what it is. I guess that's not the only reason why I'm putting things out. Like, I'm putting out what I love. If you love it too, it is what it is. I love that. But if not, again, it is what it is. Not everything everyone's going to love. The next thing is sunsets. I want to say, like, especially within the last few days of July, I don't know if it was like the weather. We did have a couple days where it was very, very, very humid, like 100% humidity is what it felt like. And I don't know if it was just pure humidity. There were some storms, I think, to try to not make it so hot. And then the sky, after like a calm after the storm situation, like the sky gets really pretty. There were a few days where the sky looked so nice. Like, it was so beautiful and I loved it. I'm such a sunset person. I think I'm more sunset than sunrise. So I'm very excited to see what August brings sunset-wise. But yeah, that was another thing I definitely loved through the month of July. The next thing has been books. I am currently reading Part of Your World by Abby. I think it's Jimenez. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I don't want to butcher it, but I started reading that, I want to say almost 2 weeks ago. I had picked it up. I had to go to like an actual like bookstore, which I hadn't been to in a very long time, to find it because it's not like anywhere. Like, it's not in Target. I can never find it in Target. It's not on the app. Like, you'd have to like ship it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that and have it mailed to me when I can just enjoy the fun of a bookstore. But I've been wanting to read that series. It's like a 3-book series. And I've heard a lot of people say you don't necessarily need to read this series in order, per se. But I feel like for some reason in the back of my mind, if I knew I was reading it like out of sequence, out of order, it would just kind of bother me in a way. So I decided to just find the book and read it like book by book. I feel like people have said that, like I said, you can read it out of order, but you just don't understand like certain contexts or like people or something like that if you're not reading it in order type of situation. But so far I've been loving it. I think I'm like 60% of the way through and I'm actually obsessed. It's really, really good. I've never read any of her books before. But I have a bunch on my TBR that I want to read. I've added so many books to my TBR in general. Like, so many new ones have come out as well that I really want to, I almost just said I wanted to see, that I want to read. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez as well. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I've never read any of Emily Henry's books as well. I have read Meet Me at the Lake and The Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, and I honestly loved both of those. I'm pretty sure I gave both of those both a 5-star. So I will say I already have very high expectations for One Golden Summer by her. I don't remember when I mentioned it, but I think I had remembered mentioning something about how I started reading books on like the Books app on my phone. And I've still been kind of doing that, not as much lately. I've gone back to actually having books in front of me, which I absolutely love. I did start a book on my phone that's probably going to say it's going to take me months to read because I just haven't gotten back into it. But I did purchase The Wedding People. I don't know who it's by. I forget who it's by, but it's called The Wedding People. I bought it on my phone for $3. In store, it sells for like $15. At least that's what it was saying on the Target app when I looked at it. But I saw people had loved this book and gave it really good reviews, so I really wanted to try it and read it as well. So it has been taking me a while to get into it. It's good. I'm not fully invested in it yet, if you will, but I'm not going to lie, I am very happy that I bought it at a very discounted price, I guess you could say, because I bought it on my phone and not in store. But going along with that, like I said, I had recently gone to a bookstore to find Part of Your World, like the actual physical book. And I went to Barnes & Noble. I have not been to Barnes & Noble in so long, like such a long time. I honestly think I was a little kid, and like back then, I would like to go, but I wasn't as into books as I am at my current like stage of life, if you will. Like at this age, I've been so into reading where like when I was younger, like I was into it, but I was very like on and off. Like I would love reading, and then I would go through a phase where I did not want to touch a book, and then I would love reading again. And like I went very just back and forth with it when I was younger. But I went on a trip with JJ, and he actually was loving it too. I was very impressed and actually very happy and loved this whole adventure. He was looking at all the books and of course all the toys that they had like in the kids section as well. He like had one moment where he took like all the toys out of one little bin and like started playing with every single one of them, and I was like, no, one at a time, please, like put some back. But I loved that he was going around and looking at everything. Like I actually had to pry him away from some of the books he was looking at because like I was still trying to find my book. Like I went in solely looking for this one book, and I knew I only wanted this one book. If I would have found it, he could have looked for hours at whatever he wanted, but I barely made it into the sections that I wanted to go into because like he kept looking at his, and like after a moment I was like okay, like not bad, like you could look at these, da, da, da. Like I loved that he was actually looking at books, he was invested, whatever. But like after a while I was like, okay buddy, like we still actually have things to do after we leave here, so we gotta get it moving. It was already kind of late in the day. He hadn't eaten dinner. Part of where we needed to go was the store to get dinner, so I was like kind of getting stressed out, and I was like, we need to go, like I need to get you food, you need to eat, you need to take a bath, you need to, like you still have to do like your whole bedtime routine. And it was already, I think at like honestly 7 o'clock at that point where I was like, it's already like bedtime and you haven't even eaten dinner yet, like we have to go. Anyways, it was still all in all a really good trip. I've been loving this book. I really want to go back to Barnes & Noble super soon. I had a gift card that I got at Christmas time. It's now August, so it's been almost a year. And I hadn't used it yet, so I was also very excited to use it. So, yeah, all in all, that was a very good time, and I've loved getting back into that. But the next thing I've been loving have been fruits. Of course, it's summer season. Every fruit is probably in their peak right now. I want to say watermelon season is at their all-time high. I've been looking at watermelon every day in the grocery store lately, and they've looked so good. Like, I've not seen a bad batch of watermelons that they sell. I don't even know, but they've all looked so good. And for some reason, I've been kind of like not craving fruits, but wanting fruits a little more. I think because of the fact that for some reason right now, they've all been looking so good. I had grapes as a snack the other day on lunch, and they were the best grapes I've had, I think, in a really long time. I'm more of a red grape than a green grape person, but I loved both. Like, it was like a little package that had a combination of both. And normally, like, I'll try to eat the green ones first because I like the red ones more. But I was eating both just because they were both so good. Like, I don't know, everything just sounds so good right now, and they're just a light snack. I love having that as a snack, like, in the summertime. It kind of, like, holds me over for a little bit, like, enough to last me till I want to eat again, whether it's for lunch or dinner or whatever. But everything has just been looking so good. I don't know. That has just been a plus for me lately. The little things sometimes, I don't know. Dinner dates with JJ, probably not like financially my smartest thing to do right now, but I feel like we've been going on a lot lately and I love it. I don't know, like I love it. He's been into McDonald's, which yeah, probably isn't the best, but he's been loving his little Happy Meals, and it's so funny because the Happy Meal toys they've been having lately are like little pieces of the restaurant, if that makes sense. So like I guess if you collect them all, like you could literally set up your own little McDonald's. But he has like a little like register piece. He has like a McDonald's truck. I think he has something else, but I forget what it is. But he gets like really excited about it. And it's really cute because now every time we like pass a McDonald's, he's like, Mommy, like, look, the Happy Meal store. And I think it's the cutest thing ever. Like, granted, yeah, McDonald's probably isn't the best for him, especially having it like super often, but I don't know. I've been loving it. Part of me is like, yeah, it's okay. And then like later I'm like, oh, we probably shouldn't have had that, but whatever. Either that or it's like Panera I'll get him like a little sandwich. Chili's, he loves like the pizza and fries little kids meal that they have. Or Chick-fil-A, he loves their mac and cheese. I love Chick-fil-A's french fries, so like I'm so down. If you want to go Chick-fil-A, like it's gonna be a yes for me. So like I said, I've loved them and I'm gonna continue to go on them. Should I? Probably not all the time, but probably gonna do it anyways. Ice cream. I've still been loving this cotton candy ice cream. I don't know when I mentioned it. I know I've mentioned it before. I found this cotton candy ice cream at an ice cream shop, and it was my new favorite thing. It is so good. It's going to be disappointing because it's probably a summer flavor, so if I ever go there, I don't know if this one's open year-round. I know some aren't. I know the one in the town I grew up in closes during the fall, like winter. I know some are open year-round. I have to figure out if this one is, because granted, it's probably a summer flavor, but for some reason, if it's not and they're open, I'm still going to be very upset, but I will find another thing to get in the winter. Rita's is a place in the state I live in. I don't know if it's like all over the place. I've honestly haven't looked into it that far, but if you know what Rita's is, it's like an Italian ice place, and it's been my new favorite thing. I had a Rita's gift card in my purse, I kid you not, probably for like 5 years. And I kept forgetting about it. Me and my pea-sized memory, my pea-sized brain with my memory, if I put it down, like I'm going to forget in like 30 seconds. So then I don't remember until I'm looking in my purse for something and I find it. But I honestly thought it was like gonna expire. Do gift cards expire? I honestly thought it was not gonna work because of the fact that it was in my purse for so long. But I checked the balance. It still was giving me a balance. So I was like, if it's giving me a balance, it has to still be active. Or I think it would have said not active or something like that. So there was one night I was like, I want to use this. Like, I want to go to Rita's. I haven't been in so long. Of course, going back to cotton candy, their cotton candy Italian ice is always my go-to. I don't think I've tried anything else from there, but their cotton candy Italian ice is so good. I love it so much, and especially in the summer, it is such like the greatest sweet treat at the end of the night. But when I wanted to go, no one would go with me. So eventually one night my dad said he would go. So we literally took my mom's car. She like threw her keys at me and was like, go with your father. And I was like, say less, honestly. Like, I'm down. So we went. Granted, it's a half-hour trip to get to the Rita's that's closest to me, like to my parents' house. So it took us 30 minutes to get there just to get Italian ice to drive 30 minutes home. So like round trip, it was at least an hour. Never mind like how long it took to order like and get back in the car to get going. Like just there and back is an hour within itself. For Italian ice, like I can't blame them or anyone for not wanting to go, but I wanted someone that was down for the ride so bad, and for some reason, I don't know why my dad was, but so thankful that he was, because I was so excited for this dang Italian ice. But it was so good. Now I've been there a couple times this year. Now that I've said this, I'm gonna want it again, but hopefully maybe we'll go tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go to the ice cream shop. Who knows? But cotton candy for me is like a go-to. I could drink or eat cotton candy anything, but speaking of that, drinking, Alani Nu, which is my favorite energy drink, came out with a new flavor. I think it might have come out at the end of June, but I know like all through July you were able to get it in multiple stores. I found it a lot in Target, but it does sell it in a local grocery store near me, so I was very excited and shocked, but very excited to see that. And of course, it's a cotton candy flavor. It was so good. I think when it first came out, I kind of saw mixed reviews, because at first my brother said he didn't like it, and I like actually was disappointed, and I was like, no, like don't say that, because if it comes out being really bad, I'm gonna be so upset, because I've been looking forward to this so bad. No, he's a liar. I don't know. He might have to try the drink again. I don't know if he has, but it was so good. And everyone that I've heard that tried it after had said it was one of the best flavors, and I'm so excited. I don't know if they're making this like a seasonal thing, like if it's gonna go away when the summer ends, or if they're gonna keep it year round. I know they have the Witch's Brew flavor, which is like caramel apple type thing that they only bring out during the fall. That flavor is really good. So when that one goes away, it's kind of upsetting. So if that ends up being the case for this flavor, I'm gonna be so sad. I might have to stock up so that way I always have one. But it's so good. And even my mom, who doesn't actually drink a lot of caffeine, she'll have like soda, but she's not a coffee person. She usually drinks tea, which I guess kind of has. Does tea have caffeine? A little bit, probably, right? She had one and she likes them. Like, she loves them. I feel like that says a lot. Like, to me, that was just like, this is when I know it's a very good flavor. The last thing that I had was The Summer I Turned Pretty came out with season 3. And when I tell you, I laid in bed and binge watched all 4 episodes that have dropped. I think a new one actually drops today, now that I think about it, and that makes me so excited. All 4 episodes that are out, I sat there and watched almost in one sitting. I was so excited. The first week it dropped 2 episodes at a time, which right off the bat, I was very excited for. Like, 2 episodes right when, perfect. Like, that's amazing. And then the second week it dropped another one, third week it dropped another one, and that's when I sat and watched all of them. I literally brought my laptop to my brother when I got home one night, and I was like, you have Prime, right? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, cool. And I literally had it set up on my laptop on Amazon, like the sign-in screen. And I literally turned the screen and I gave it to him and I was like, log in. And he was like, what? And I was like, I just want to watch a show. Like, trust me, I'm not going to go on a shopping spree. Probably should have, but I was like, I'm not going to go on a shopping spree. I'm not going to look at anything. Like, I want Prime Video pretty much. Like, I want your Prime Video. It is on the TV in the living room, so I think my mom might have had Prime as well. I kind of started to watch it there, but after my brother logged in on my laptop, I literally showered and laid in bed and watched 4 episodes. Oh, I just hit my phone. I had watched 4 episodes, and I was so excited for it to be back. And like I said, I think tonight it drops another episode, and this episode I feel like is going to be amazing. If you know, you know, but I'm very excited. And that, I think, was honestly the highlight of the month of July for me, if I'm being totally honest. If you don't watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, I'm just babbling about stuff you probably want me to shut up about, but I will say that was definitely one of the top tier moments of July, mid-July, when The Summer I Turned Pretty season 3 came out. But like I said, that's the last thing I had on this list. I thank you guys so much for listening to my nothing special episode of Monthly Favorites. I hope your summer is going very well. I hope your year is going very well, because as crazy it is to say, we're almost, like, we have 4 months left. Like, that's crazy. 3 months if you want to not count August, since we're already in August. But anyways, to me, this year is kind of flying at this point. I feel like once the year actually started for me, it's just been flying by, and it's been a wild ride. But yeah, with that being said, that is all I have for this episode. I've missed you guys so much. I'm hopefully be back very soon with another episode. Hopefully I get my butt to work today and get more done for you guys. But I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you soon back with another episode. Bye.